The contribution of women to the rise and establishment of Islam as a dominant world religion was not merely supportive, it was fundamental, active, and transformative. From the very inception of the faith, women were pivotal as the first believers, financiers, scholars, warriors, and propagators, often defying the restrictive norms of 7th century Arabian society. Their roles can be categorized into several key areas of contribution. 1. The first Muslims and pillars of emotional support. Khadija bint Khuwaylid, her role cannot be overstated. She was the Prophet Muhammad's first supporter in every sense. The first believer, she was the first person to believe in his prophethood, providing immediate validation and emotional solace when he was terrified and bewildered after the first revelation. Financial patron, as a wealthy and successful merchant, she used her entire fortune to support the nascent Muslim community, funding its activities, and helping to free slaves who were being persecuted for their faith. Unshakable support, she stood by the Prophet during the brutal Meccan boycott, sharing in the hardship and deprivation. The Prophet Muhammad never married another woman while she was alive, a testament to her unique status. 2. Political acumen and public leadership. Aisha bint Abi Bakr, perhaps the most influential woman in early Islamic history after Khadija. Scholar and jurist, she was one of the foremost authorities on the Quran, Hadith, traditions of the Prophet, jurisprudence, poetry, and medicine. Male companions of the Prophet frequently came to her to resolve complex legal and theological issues. She transmitted over 2,000 hadiths. Political leader, after the Prophet's death, she played a central role in the political affairs of the early caliphate. She famously led an army in the Battle of the Camel, 656 CE, against Caliph Ali, asserting her right to intervene in what she saw as a failure of justice. While controversial, this act demonstrates that women could hold significant political and even military authority in early Islam. 3. Migration, sacrifice, and military participation. Sauda bint Zama and Salama, among the early women who endured the persecution in Mecca and then undertook the perilous migration, Hijra, to Medina, often leaving their wealth and families behind. Nusayba bint Ka'b, Amara, a legendary figure who fought physically to defend the Prophet Muhammad at the Battle of Uhud when the Muslim army was in disarray. She sustained multiple wounds while shielding the Prophet, and he later testified that her stance was braver than many men's. She also fought in the Battle of Hunain and the Yamama Wars. Other women warriors, women like Safiya bint Abdul Muttalib, the Prophet's aunt, defended the Muslim camp during the Battle of the Trench, and many others provided critical support as medics, nursing the wounded, and supplying water and arrows during battles. 4. Scholarship and education. The early Islamic community actively encouraged women's education. Aisha, as mentioned, was a towering intellectual figure. Waraka, the Prophet Muhammad himself appointed her as the imam for her household, indicating a leadership role in prayer. Al-Shifa bint Abdullah, she was appointed by the Caliph Umar as the market inspector, al-Hisba, of Medina, a public administrative position, due to her intelligence and capabilities. She was also known for her skills in medicine and literacy, teaching other women. Fatima al-Zahra, the daughter of the Prophet, she is a central spiritual figure for all Muslims, particularly in Shia Islam, where she is seen as a paragon of piety, knowledge, and resistance. 5. Propagation of the faith and social welfare. Sumayya bint Qa'id, she holds the profound distinction of being the first martyr of Islam. She was a slave, and despite being tortured brutally by the Meccan pagans, she refused to renounce her faith. Her death was a powerful testament to the conviction that Islam instilled in its followers, regardless of their gender or social status. Sulaym, one of the early Ansar, helpers of Medina, she played a key role in teaching the new faith to the people of Medina even before the Hijra. Her home was a center for teaching and welcoming the Prophet. Summary and lasting impact. The contribution of women was essential to Islam's survival and eventual dominance for several reasons. Foundational support. Without Khadija's belief and wealth, the psychological and material foundation of the early Ummah community would have been critically weaker. Preservation of tradition. The vast scholarship of women like Aisha was crucial in accurately preserving the teachings of the Prophet for future generations. A significant portion of Islamic law and tradition is transmitted through them. Demonstration of inclusivity. The active roles of women from all backgrounds, wealthy like Khadija, politically active like Aisha, enslaved like Sumayya, and warrior women like Nusayba, demonstrated that Islam was a universal message, empowering all who believed, irrespective of gender or social class. Social transformation. The rights granted to women in the Quran, regarding inheritance, marriage, and legal testimony, were revolutionary for their time. The prominent roles of these early Muslim women served as a living embodiment of this new social order. In conclusion, the rise of Islam as a dominant religion was not a male-only endeavor. It was a collective struggle where women stood as equals in faith, sacrifice, intellect, and leadership.